how is therapeutic coaching different to other therapeutic modalities? So one of the things that makes therapeutic coaching somewhat unique is it's what we kind of refer to as a super therapy. It is an integration and amalgamation of different therapeutic approaches in one approach. There are elements of therapeutic coaching which are really about that integration, and then there are also elements which are unique methodologies, tools, and frameworks specifically for therapeutic coaching. Think about it like this. We all have three bodies. We have our mental body, we have our emotional body, and we have our physical body. And you have therapeutic approaches like CBT, for example, which primarily focus on our mental body, looking at our cognitions, our behaviors, our habits, our thoughts, our belief systems, and so on. You then have other approaches like traditional psychotherapy and counseling, which are much more focused on our emotional body, on our feelings and how we're in relationship with those feelings. You then have approaches which are much more based upon our physical body. For example, working with things like breath work, working with somatic experiencing, working with methodologies which are really about going into and exploring what's stored and what's held in our body. In therapeutic coaching, we're working with each of these bodies. We are taking elements from different approaches where we are responding to the client, not the client has to be molded to fit with the specific body that a particular framework is working with. We're also working at the intersection between the conscious and the unconscious mind. We talk a lot about growing the awareness of the issue, what we call mapping the issue. We want to make what is unconscious more conscious. We want to grow the self-awareness of the client. We believe that if you can see it, you don't have to be it, but you need to have that awareness to be able to then consciously make those changes. So we work to make the unconscious conscious, and then by having that conscious awareness, we can then train new unconscious habits, patterns, behaviors, and so on. In therapeutic coaching, we're also working with the past, the present, and the future. More traditional psychotherapeutic and counseling approaches tend to be more focused on the past. They're looking at what's happened and how it's shaping you now. Coaching approaches tend to be more focused on the future. Where are you trying to get? How are you going to get there? What's the plan? What's the accountability you need to make that happen? You then have more mindfulness-based approaches, which are about learning how to be present, how to be here, how to be in the now. Again, in therapeutic coaching, we're working with all of those. We talk about learning to heal the past, to unlock the future, and learn to live in the now. In therapeutic coaching, what is so important to us is that we are able to respond in each of these different ways, that we're able to truly map the issue for the client because we can understand all of these pieces. And then we empower the client with that awareness, and more importantly, with the tools and the strategies to create change. That may be tools and strategies to work with the mind, or strategies to learn how to feel, to connect to open up the emotions, or learn to work with stored trauma that's held in the body. And we need to be able to work with each of those to ultimately be effective. And putting together a framework, putting together this sort of super map that pulls all this together, has taken a few decades, and it's taken tens of thousands of client hours to really figure out how to put this together in a way that is really effective. Because it's not just about taking a bit of this and a bit of that and hoping it all comes together. There is an elegance within the therapeutic coaching approach of how we've blended, pulled things together, created frameworks and maps that help us to understand that, and most importantly, to have the tools to teach the clients to then be able to create the change. If you'd like to find out more about training to become a therapeutic coach, the best place to go is therapeuticcoaching.com. You can book a free discovery call and you can speak to one of our team to find out more about the training. Hope that's been helpful. Thank you for watching.